Howdy! You may not know this, but I used to write poems and do monologues. And until recently, I'd sort of slipped out of doing it for no particular reason other than I just didn't. But recently I've rediscovered spoken word art and how cool it is, in my opinion. And I think one of the times where I felt most free creatively was when I was performing Stephen Berkoff's Dog. One of the weirdest pieces ever, but it's one of those sort of things where I enjoyed it that much that it was, you know, it was really nice, and I had a lot of creativeness around that because Berkoff is a very physical and crazy thing. It's one of the most absurd pieces ever, but it was one where I felt most creative, I think, out of all the times that I've ever done a creative thing. And I think that's an important thing to note, though, is that I felt a freedom doing it, and if there's a thing that you enjoy doing, be it creative or academic or whatever, one of those kind of things, then you should keep doing it, because if it makes you feel free, then surely it makes you feel good. And if it makes you good, then it makes you happy and hopefully more able to express yourself. So whether it's singing your lungs out on the top of a mountain, baking a pie, or sitting down and just reading a book, or even building a canoe, I think you should do what makes you feel good and free. You know, it's one of those sort of things where I stopped doing monologues and writing poems and stuff, and when I came back into it, I realised how much fun I had originally doing it and how much fun it is to do. So I think you shouldn't stop doing it to feel the sort of, wow, look what I missed out on. You know, there's probably quite a few things that I missed out on doing because I stopped doing it for whatever reason I did. It's just sort of I missed out on this and that and the other with something that I really like doing and that sort of stuff. Even if it's a full-time profession, or even if it's a hobby, or if you are brilliant at it, or even if you suck at it, I don't think you should give it up, whatever the thing is, because, you know, I'm not a brilliant actor, but when I was doing Dog, I felt good doing it. I felt like I had a certain control over it, and certain, you know, it was a happiness that can only come with something that you really, really enjoy doing. It's the same sort of thing with how when I do radio and vlogs and stuff, I feel a happiness of doing it that makes me want to keep doing it and makes me not want to quit, especially after having left something that I was passionate about and then left. It sort of makes me go, okay, I don't want to leave that kind of thing again because I could miss out on so much stuff. And semi-shameless plug alert, I'm sort of going to incorporate this rediscovered appreciation of spoken word and monologues and speeches in my radio show. I'm going to include a segment from now on. I started today, because today is Monday. And it's going to have where a speech or a monologue or a poem performed by someone, and I'm just going to play it at around 4:30 in the morning, and just sort of spread the yesness of it, because they are really awesome, and I've found a bunch. You know, I stayed up till ages last night while waiting for the show, because I was like, I'm not going to sleep because just in case I fall asleep. So I found all these really awesome poems, especially the poems. The amount of poems, spoken word that there are, and just performed so beautifully. It's really nice. I remember going to I think it was Poems for Youth or something. It was in the UK. We went to an event and there were poets that we were studying for GCSEs, and they were there, and the one guy, Simon Armitage, he was really, you know, it was awesome, and when they recited them there was an emotion that you can't get in reading them, and I think it's a weird thing where it's sort of like it's an emotion that's really raw and powerful, and I really like that kind of creativity. Also, I might be posting some recitals or renditions or whatever you want to call them on this channel, it's sometime in the future, and because I'm getting back into it and I'm trying to write, it's harder to write than I remember, probably because I was a kid and I just wrote the weirdest stuff. I think I've already read one of those. Oh, that was terrible. But yeah, so I might be putting those up, but they might not be good, but I want to say I don't care, but it's not the point of it. If it's something that you enjoy doing, the same as anything you do, if you enjoy it, and even if you suck, you shouldn't stop doing it. You know, just because you suck now doesn't mean you won't suck in the future, or just because you think you suck doesn't mean that you actually do. And I think just persevering at something you enjoy, or even doing it just because it makes you happy, it shouldn't be taken lightly or as a bad thing. So I think just if you are doing a thing right now that is making you all good, then you should definitely be